vai subir. Agora vai subir. Vai subir. Meu Deus do céu!
Follow along as we dive into 6 of the most disturbing fishing encounters caught on camera. These terrifying moments will make you think twice before casting your line. Brace yourself for some truly horrifying footage. And if any of these leave you shocked, be sure to hit that like button. Marcus, an experienced fisherman, set out one morning to a beautiful lake in -5 degrees Celsius conditions for an ice fishing trip. The ice looked solid, but little did he know he was about to face a life-threatening situation. After spending some time fishing, he noticed the ice starting to weaken. Deciding it was time to leave, he packed up, put on his GoPro, and began making his way back. But then, disaster struck. As he stepped onto the ice, it gave way beneath him, plunging him into the freezing water. He clung to the surface, desperately trying to pull himself up. Using his ice picks, he scraped and clawed, but the fragile ice kept breaking, failing to support his weight. Finally, he managed to grab hold of a sturdy section and hoisted himself out of the water. But his ordeal wasn't over yet. As he tried to move toward land, the ice collapsed again, dragging him back into the freezing depths. The icy water was taking its toll, his body numbing, his movements slowing. But he refused to give up. Pushing forward, breaking the ice as he went, Marcus inched toward safety. He finally reached a patch of open water, shallow enough for him to stand. Exhausted and in shock, he staggered to shore, collapsing as the reality of what he had just endured set in. With the sheer size of the lake, the freezing temperatures, and the time he spent in the water, Marcus was lucky to have survived. A few more minutes, and the outcome could have been far worse. A fisherman was out on a routine fishing trip, enjoying the calm waters, when something unbelievable happened. As he was reeling in his line, a loud explosion echoed in the distance, followed by a massive plume of smoke rising into the sky. What made the situation even more unnerving was what happened next. Moments after the explosion, a swarm of fish suddenly leapt out of the water, as if in a panic, before sinking back beneath the surface. The fisherman stood there, stunned, watching the bizarre scene unfold before him. What caused the explosion? And why did the sea life react that way? The mystery remains unanswered. Anderson, an avid fisherman, was out on a large lake with a friend, filming another routine fishing trip. At first, everything seemed normal. He was catching plenty of fish, adding to his collection.
Woohoo! Nossa, bonito, cara. Bonito, ó. Tucuna.
But suddenly, his peaceful fishing trip turned into a nightmare. As he reeled in his line, something felt off. The weight on the other end was unlike anything he had ever felt before. Then, in the distance, something emerged from the water. Something big.
Tá. Nossa, meu Deus do céu! É um monstro de um jacaré. Caramba, cara! Meu Deus, e agora, Jesus? Meu Deus do céu, é muito grande, cara. É muito grande. É muito grande. Esse é o caiaque. Caramba, cara, olha o tamanho desse cara. Tá me rebocando, meu irmão. Caramba, e agora? Tá muito perto. Olha o tamanho.
A massive alligator. Despite the danger, Anderson continued reeling in, determined to see what was on his hook. But the alligator was strong. It wasn't letting go. As he pulled harder, the alligator suddenly lunged from the water, thrashing violently.
Muito perto. Tá muito perto, muito perto. Ah! Caramba, Charles, ó. Aí. Ó a ponta do líder aí, ó. Ó a linha como é que tá. Ó, vai subir. Agora vai subir. Vai subir. Meu Deus do céu. Meu Deus do céu. Nossa, caramba, meu irmão.
Anderson was on edge, desperately trying to retrieve his line before things got worse. After a tense struggle, the alligator finally let go, disappearing beneath the surface.
Vai levar, tá levando. Tá levando. Tá levando. Arrebentou. Arrebentou. Olha ele ali, ó. Olha ele ali, ó.
One wrong move, and Anderson could have been dragged in, becoming prey for the lurking predator. Imagine being in a lake, surrounded by alligators, knowing one mistake could make you their next meal. Joe set out on his kayak for a peaceful day of fishing, but instead, he found himself being harassed. As he sat on the water, reeling in his line, a boat approached. The people inside asked, "Do you like getting wet?" before splashing him and his belongings with a sharp turn of their boat. They circled back and did it again.
What are you doing? Go away! What are you literally doing, bro?
A man on shore yelled at them, but they sped away. Joe tried to brush it off and continued fishing. But soon, he was warned by others. The group often hung around a certain area, causing trouble. Deciding to avoid them, he waited for them to leave before continuing down the river. But his nightmare wasn't over yet.
Alright, we just got attacked, well not attacked, but yeah, kind of attacked by those bin chickens. We've had to come up into this little creek because as soon as I go into that main river, they just see me and they just come rearing and try and like splash me with water and be absolute bin chickens. So I've had to come up the creek until they leave, which could be a while. So it looks like we're fishing here.
As he paddled further, two boats suddenly charged toward him. Fearing for his safety, Joe pulled up to a nearby bank and secured his kayak. The group continued harassing him, splashing water into his boat. Left with no choice, Joe grabbed a rock to scare them off. They finally backed off, but Joe knew things could have gone very differently. He later saw 2 other fishermen who had witnessed the harassment. When Joe considered calling the police, they told him not to bother, as the group wouldn't harm him.
Wait, can you help me if these guys want to punt? Surely you help if these guys want to punt. Did you see what they just did?
Rocks, yeah?
I didn't throw any.
You gonna throw rocks?
Huh?
You wanna throw rocks, so yeah?
I didn't throw any.
That's so didn't you?
I picked one up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well why are you spraying my kayak? If your boat's so good, why can't a rock hit it?
What? Wait, what did he say?
If your boat's so good, then why can't a rock hit it?
No, we won't. We're just scared.
Bro, I'm gonna call the cops.
No, they'll go away. If I do anything, then just call them.
Really?
They might just shut up. Just film on your GoPro and get their faces.
You know what, I'm gonna call my dad, he's just down the road.
Just leave it. They'll leave you alone eventually. They'll make
Eventually, the group drove off, and Joe called his father to come pick him up. With the way these people were stalking and confronting him, it's chilling to think about what they were planning. Out in the wild, you never know what people are truly capable of. On May 9th, 2015, a group of fishermen were out in the middle of the ocean, enjoying a routine fishing trip, when terror struck. Without warning, a bright flash lit up the sky, followed by an ear-shattering explosion. The shock sent them stumbling, shaking their boat in the process. It happened so fast that the fishermen barely had time to process what was going on. Fishing in bad weather has its risks, but being this close to an explosion in open water could have ended far worse. One wrong move, and they might not have made it back at all. Bill and his friend John were competing in a fishing tournament, enjoying their time reeling in catch after catch.
Right in the net.
And it's
That's how we do it. That should be right.
Should be, but bump him.
It'll be close. Oh, he might be short actually.
Really?
He popped off right in the net though. It's a keeper. John just saved it. Maybe. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, that feels like a good one. No, maybe no. Don't think so.
But as they began weighing their fish, their peaceful competition was suddenly interrupted.
I'm going to go to the DNR and I'm going to the sheriff. The guy in the nitro over there was 50 feet from us and he took off full blast just because we were bluegill fishing and he was bass fishing that island. And that's bullshit.
Hey, why don't you take it up with the individual instead of yelling at the whole group?
No.
No. You ain't gonna come here and start motherfucking people.
You got
I got it. I'll talk with him and we'll get it straightened out.
I turned that fish 30 years ago with the best of them.
Kid.
Okay, we got it. We'll talk with him. We'll get him straightened out.
This is not acceptable.
Okay.
You know, and you're in charge.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
An angry man stormed over, demanding to know who was in charge. His face was filled with frustration as he accused someone of driving past his fishing spot at high speed, disturbing the water and scaring away his fish. His aggressive energy immediately changed the atmosphere. Though he eventually walked away, the tension remained. With how distraught he was, it's unsettling to think about how much worse the situation could have escalated. The ocean and lakes may seem peaceful, but these videos prove how quickly things can turn dangerous, even deadly. Let me know which moment was the most chilling in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-chilling encounters.